Welcome to Travel with Sanad bin Mansoor. Dreaming of a new life abroad, whether it's a work visa permit or life in a new country, we have got you covered. Stay tuned for the expert trips, real experience, the best immigration guides. Let's turn your travel dreams into the reality. And don't forget to subscribe and follow me on my social media for the exclusive content and updates. Instagram, Sanad bin Mansoor, Twitter, and TikTok as well. Explore the world together. If a large number of illegal immigrants were deported from the US, the economy would likely experience in several short-term and long-term effects. The impact would be industries, region, and economic condition at the time. Here are some key consequences. Number one, labor shortages in the key industries. Many undocumented workers are concentrated in sectors like agriculture, construction, hospitality. Deporting from them could lead to higher wages for the legal workers due to the labor shortages. Increased costs for the business, leading to higher consumer price, production delays, and lower output, particularly in agriculture, where from the labor is already skilled. Number two, GDP. Undocumented immigration contribute the economy active by the working, consuming goods, services, and paying some taxes. Removing them could lead to a reduction in GDP, with the estimate suggesting a long-term loss of hundreds of billions of dollars. Lower business revenue, especially for the small business relying on the immigrants, workers, and customers. Fewer immigrants returns home could cause a drop in the housing demand and lower property values in some areas. Construction slowdown could also rise housing costs due to labor shortages. Impacts on social services and tax revenue. While deporting undocumented immigrants may reduce some public services costs, example healthcare, education, it also shrink the tax base as many undocumented workers payroll, sales, and property taxes. This social security system could suffer as undocumented workers contribute billions in taxes without collecting benefits. Number five, potential for the increase. Business might be accelerate automation in the industries like agriculture and food processing to replace the lost labor. Some industries could relocate production to the country with the cheaper labor rather than hiring, while deporting undocumented immigrants and free job offer social workers and reduce public services costs. The overall economic impact would likely to be negative due to labor shortages, higher costs, lower economic activity, and taxes. If a large number of immigrants were deported from the US, the construction industry would likely face severe labor shortages, rising costs, and here's the detailed look at the potential impacts. Number one, labor shortages. The US construction industry heavily relies on the immigrants' labor, with estimates suggesting that around 30 to 40% of the workforce constitute immigrants, both documented and undocumented. Deportation would have created an immediate gap in the workforce as there are not enough American-born workers to fill these roles quickly. Increased labor costs. With the fewer workers available, wages would be rise due to the higher demand for the skilled and unskilled labor. Companies would have to pay more to attract and retain workers, increasing overall project costs, project delays, and cancellation. A reduced labor force would slow down the construction timelines for the homes, commercial buildings. Contracts have postponed for the cancelled projects due to the lack of the available workers. A higher housing and infrastructure costs. The housing market would be affected as home construction costs rise potentially, and the existing affordable infrastructure projects including roads, bridges, and public and more expensive and take longer complete. Increase the automation and training efforts. Construction companies might invest in automation such as robotic and the printing. The compensation for the labor fall. More than training for a program to graduate economic native to enter the industry, but this would time and reduce economic ripple effects. Industry connected to the construction such as real estate, material manufacturing improvement could also suffer due to the slower growth. State local economic that rely on the construction projects for jobs and tax revenue would take a hit. Conclusion, deporting a large portion of the immigrants workers would hurt the US construction industry, leading to labor shortages, higher costs, and delays in the critical projects. The US economy could experience slower infrastructure developing and worsened housing crisis as a result. Hopefully this video will give you some insights at how the deportation of illegal immigrants will affect the US economy in 2025. See you in the next video. Thank you for watching Travel with Sanad bin Mansoor.